new dawn is upon us. If you are into esports in Ghana, you've been watching the esports clouds in Ghana, you realize there's a star shining bright and it's almost blinding us. We need to talk about these stars. But first of all, you're welcome to the VGA ESPORTS Talk. My name is Slymo, and there's a star shining so brightly. We have them in the building now. A new team has been built into the esports ecosystem, After6ix Esports.
After6ix in the building. We did the VGA ESPORTS. We did the studio. As you can see, we are about to enter the studio. So we are going to have our interview live.
We've been hearing ramblings about them. It's time to hear from them. I've got in the studios here with me two of their marquee signings hoping to do damage within the esports system. Big ups and Amu, who will be joining me. Big ups and Amu Charlie. Two top players I've known for a very long time, ready to just come and take the whole esports ecosystem by storm. You know what, big ups, I'll let you relax for a bit. Let me get to Amu first because we haven't seen his face on the cameras. Amu, you're welcome to the VGA ESPORTS Talk, and it's an honor to have you here. First of all, tell us why you joined After6ix Esports, because the whole of the time I've known you, we played online, I think in 2020.
Yeah.
Every single time, your PSN is Amu TFA. You're part of TFA, now with After6ix. Tell us the whole reasoning behind joining After6ix.
Okay, so honestly, where I see myself with esports, TFA seemed stagnant for a long time. And then, I used to watch Kidito snaps. He used to post his new esports team and all that. So I saw the vision. So when he came to text me, I was like, you know what? I see what he's trying to do. Let me join this team and see how it goes. So yeah, that was it.
As simple as that. And when you have a big brain like Kizito behind it, which we'll definitely have a conversation with him later, it's easy for you to just get into it. Big ups. We've known you for a very long time. It's been play province. When you guys parted ways, everybody knew, okay, like there's a big shark out there that everybody wants to get their hands on. We heard ramblings about you joining teams, but why After6ix?
So I've known Kizito for quite some time now, and I think he told me he wanted to start an esports, but I actually thought he was just saying it. But I later on realized that he really meant what he said. So after parting ways with play province, I had to sit down to relax and choose wisely, because I know I actually had offers. Yeah, it wasn't a direct offer, but it was kind of indirect. Yeah, but these people are trying to approach you. Yeah. But I had to sit down and just relax and know, what benefits I'm going to get from joining each and every team. That's each and every team or each and every offer I've received. Yeah, so I think with the vision or the plan I have for esports, and with what Kizito also is having for the country, I think my vision and his vision also, I think they were all in line. So I had to, join mine with him and see where we can actually.
It's the vision of After6ix and the likes of Big Ups. That is the reason why the VGA Esports show is here, to listen to the vision and then know what it feels like. Big Ups, through your whole tenure with Play Province and your whole esports career, we've seen the trajectory grow from start to probably the top. We saw you conquer the whole of the local scene. You entered into the online scene in Ghana and you've been dominating. What's the next step with After6ix?
I believe you know what we actually did whilst I was Play Province, trying to help people who don't have the opportunity, who don't really know much about esports and all that. So the plan is actually to transcend all this vision into After6ix Esports team. And also, as we said earlier, I've been dominating the local tournaments for the past, 2 years. Yeah, so this year actually the plan or the target actually changed a little bit, and I'm actually looking forward to going into the international level with After6ix Esports team. Yeah,
we are definitely looking forward to that one as well. Amu, for you, I always see you as one of those. I'll still call you underrated, like very, very underrated, because If I put out a list right now or a poll on social media, mention your top 5 players in the country, you probably not see Amu there. But when we get into the streets and you start hearing the conversations, you hear his name creep about. And this has gone on for quite a while. I'm sure the reason why we have this situation is because you don't play in LAN events. Is there any dream or anything different to be seen with After6ix with outside tournaments and LAN events?
I mean, I used to play in LAN events, but those were old LAN events, FIFA 19 and then 20. You know, in recent times, we've had new gamers, so they probably haven't heard about me.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. That's exactly what's going on.
Obviously, there are going to be more LAN events, and I mean, trust me, you'll see me there.
I like the confidence with which Amu was speaking.
And I want to say something. You see, when I parted ways with Play Province, I was the first plan I had was like, I'm going solo. I want to go solo for the rest. But I actually realized, if you're under management, you have like a task. You're not going to feel idle doing it. Yeah. So I felt like, no, if I find myself to be in other management also, I'm not going to be idle. Then I'll know what to do. Because sometimes if you're doing things solo, I think you wouldn't really have the. And then, you say iron sharpened iron. If you're under management and you have other players with you, if they are doing very well, you'll be, encouraged to also do well. So that's one of the reasons I also joined them.
There's definitely a structure with After6ix. Back to I think for your situation, I'll say you've seen it all. You've seen big players come and go. You've seen the likes of Wonder Kid, Guy Kobe. You've seen Sule, and now Tanko. Like, there are big names that have come and go, but we've still not been able to break that barrier. It's all within the Ghanaian ecosystem, because if we travel outside of Ghana, we enter Nigeria, we enter Morocco, we enter the European scene, and you mention the Wonder Kid, it's probably not known. You mention the Sule, it's probably known. You mention yourself, you are probably not known. Is there anything there from After6ix that you guys are doing to possibly change that? Because we need to see a team break the barrier, and I feel like you guys have the potential.
I mean, hopefully with the tournaments and then, with social media and everything, we can put the awareness out there that this is what we do. Hopefully we get sponsorships from, different companies or wherever. And also EA. We need EA to come through for us.
Yeah.
Because, in Nigeria, they are hosting tournaments for them and all that. If they are not doing that in Ghana, how are we going to put our names out there? So we need support from EA too. And then under sponsorships to be able to reach that point. But then we'll also be working as a team, as After6ix ourselves, try and get to that point.
There was one thing I picked from Big Ash's statements: iron sharpen irons. And when he's speaking of iron, it's the kind of iron they've got in their team. We spoke of Big Ups, multiple tournament champion. We spoken of Amu. I call him still underrated because I still need his name to be out there. When I know his name gets out there, you start fearing this man. Yade Padia, who's been making waves in Kumasi. Parker, I think this year he dropped a bomb when the game came out fresh. You've got, kindly remind me of who I'm missing out.
We got
Baron, OD, NK.
Go NK.
The squad depth is crazy. Yeah. For you, Big Ups, you've been in a team where your squad has been crazy, because in Play Province you have Prince Jonas at this time, Mbappe, Dels. What does having that ecosystem of great players do for you? Because I know it elevated your game to the next level.
So one thing I think people don't really know is, you see, when Mbappe, Jonas, and myself and Dels and faculty, we were very active. People didn't really know that was what actually helped us, level up our gaming skills. Because I always say, if you play against very good opponents or you play against yourselves, you learn something. So day in, day out, we are very good opponents, and we usually meet at the hub. I think on weekends, and we play against each other. So me having these kind of players around me is actually going to encourage me to do more, because me in particular, I like to hear my name more. So I would always like to do something that Charlie people like Charlie After6ix, this guy's the one lead, yeah. But aside that also, I don't want it to be like we are only targeting the good players. But one thing I want others to also know is that After6ix esports, we are also open to helping anyone who is, who has the passion, who has the desire to also learn the game. Yeah, that's one thing I also want to put out there.
The vision is very, very clear. I'll take the final statement from Amu before we end. You've made everything known to everybody that you guys want to get to the top level. But esports in Ghana is still a huge dilemma. And from your time with playing video games, if anybody out there comes that doesn't know anything about esports, just heard about After6ix, and he'd ask you, why are you still playing video games at this level? And what do you see the future with esports in Ghana? What's the one advice you're giving to the person?
I mean, I do love video games. You know, I advise the person not to stop. You know, you shouldn't do it in a way that is going to make you lose focus on which other stuff that you're doing. Let's say schooling or is another work that you have. You know, you can do it part time, but don't stop because you don't know what the future holds. You know, but we are still hopeful for the future. So yes,
hope is all we can hold on to. I'll finish with big ups.
You know, you see, I'm a Santa, and we have this cool anthem. We have this part we always sing. Others have labored and we share the glory. Ours to the exploit and our to the again. Those who come after will take up our story. May it be worthy of singing. So you see, I'm more of like, I like to be a trailblazer. I mean, I've seen that gaming is something that it's not really known in our parts of the world. Yeah. So I want to be part. I want to be part of those who will be able to stand up for this gaming community and preach it out to them. You see, let me give an example. I was very, very amazed when I heard one of our boy, his dad actually sponsored him to the World Cup qualifier. I was so amazed. Like I was like, Charlie, I wish I had this kind of dad. Not everyone has gotten this opportunity. So I think it's hard time because I know this the esports actually started very long time. I've heard the president saying about the time they started. People still don't really know about it. So I think we have to push harder, and that has been one of my goals. In taking this career aspect. Yeah. So just to preach the esports in the esports community in our country and change the mindset of our parents. You know, we have this notion that Charlie, this guy they play game or he's wasting his time. He doesn't have you are that bowler life. But Charlie, say if you have to give you details of what you can become in just playing video games and how much you can earn, Charlie, I'm sure you're going to put down whatever you're doing.
At the VGA ESPORTS, we've been trying to do extremely well. Before we do it, I'll take last statement. Any shout out you have to give to anybody who's helped you within the esports please?
I think I have to say everybody I've played with online, from pro clubs to friendlies to all the competitions.
To big team champs, rivals.
I'm giving that out like all of them.
So starting everybody, big ups.
Them plenty. Number one, I would say Play Province. They actually found me. And number two, do you know Kizito even played a role before he even started this team? I'll mention Kizito, I'll mention Mila, I'll mention Agunda, I'll mention OG Drizzy.
The list is definitely
Charlie, it's a lot. If I say I'm to mention each and every one, we are not going to forget. They are a lot, but if you don't hear them, Charlie, guys, you know.
Put him on the spot and you couldn't remember everybody. Yeah, thanks for joining us. The foundation has been set. We set everything, then they can't build blocks on them. After6ix Esports, remember the name, and when we speak about them, you definitely don't want to forget about them. I had big ups here with me. Amu here with me. I tried to keep it away from the game itself. Next time when we meet them, we'll talk tactics and tactics only. Thanks for joining us. The VGA Esports Talk will definitely be back with more content. My name is Sly Moore. I'll catch you some other time.